co-founder of Metafide, calling in today on a beautiful Thursday morning at 9:52 a.m. We are out here playing our supercharged event. Got users in there playing right now, competing for the streaks. I don't know if you guys have seen, but we have now our 1-minute games 24/7. So if you guys want to get in there and keep predicting, you can do this all day, 24/7. We got better hours than 7-Eleven. So get yourself some big wins and have some fun. Yeti, how you doing today?
Yeah, real good, man. Real good. I've been trying to set up a little bot to play for me in the now that we've opened up the game. I haven't quite got it there, but I'm excited to get it there. I've got a bot running. Built a bot for the supercharged session. I just haven't been able to link it into the 24-hour 1-minute games yet.
Oh, nice. So, guys, Yeti and I, before this, we were talking about the owner of the NYSE, or I guess the CEO of ICE as well, which is the Intercontinental Exchange. So it's interesting because we always read online like, oh, man, he's a rags to riches story, right? And it says he grew up in a hut online. And it's this amazing ability to go from living in a hut to owning the stock exchange, right? And you read the articles and it literally refers to his home as a hut. Meanwhile, when you really dig into it, the dude grew up in Madison, Wisconsin, which is probably the first or second highest, like income in that entire state. Probably has like one of the highest concentrations of wealth. Let's actually ask Claude so we can make sure we're 100% accurate. Highest concentration of wealth in Wisconsin. So I think it's pretty funny because Madison, Wisconsin, they got beautiful lakes. It's a lake community, a little bit west of Milwaukee. Let's see. Let's see. Where does Madison fall? So let's look at income per capita. Per capita, the wealthiest Wisconsin communities. Wow, Madison actually typically falls in $35,000 to $45,000 per capita range, compared to the top city being $60,000 to $70,000. Huh. So it's not still the highest, but it's still in the top like 5. So I would say it's something.
I mean, like, where's his family as well? Like, I imagine they were like.
Oh, dude, he's fabricating the story. So you go into it deeper now. He's the son of an insurance salesman and a medical technician. Seems like they're doing a little bit above average over there.
Yeah, they're not living in a hut.
How did they get that story out that he lived in a hut?
The only one that I've ever heard, like, that's like a proper, like, come from nothing story, and even he wasn't like, he was more just like reduced to nothing, is Genghis Khan. His story is like a proper, like, feeding off rats off the riverbank kind of nothing.
Yeah. Of course, this guy said he lived in a hut, and then you actually can't find anything about his exact house or location of his childhood home, and none of it is publicized.
The hut was just like what they called the castle.
Yeah.
Like,
to use a word like hut is so misleading. It sounds like he grew up like in another country in like a straw or wood hut and made it with like no technology and somehow like made it in the US. Like,
Yeah.
meanwhile, the dude grew up in the US, grew up in Wisconsin, had a like what would have been at least a middle class or upper middle class family at the time. Yeah. That's a good one, guys. Fun stuff. I'm kind of sick and tired of all the media and news lying about everything. And again, I'm kind of tired with VCs, man. I'm just gonna say it. Like, guys, VCs are not trying to help change your lives. You know, don't listen to any of these guys. All these guys out there saying, "Oh, we're making the world a better place. We're finding these early founders and we're helping their dream become a reality to better shape the landscape of the world, make things more efficient." Well, guys, that's a crock of shit. And the reason it is look at Uber, right? Uber is one of these companies. Again, oh, we're going to make driving cheaper. We're going to change the gig economy. We're going to make it so people don't need to use cars as much. You know, you can do ride sharing. It's going to be cheaper than a taxi. Uber comes out. It's originally cheaper than a taxi. Why is it cheaper than a taxi? Well, VCs are burning money to make sure that's cheaper than a taxi. They're funding the way. So what they did is they fund it. They make it cheaper than a taxi. Taxis can't compete. Taxis go out of business. Demand continues to go up for ride sharing or, using these services. Now, more Ubers come onto the street. They take over the market share. And then Uber stops subsidizing the cost of those cars. And eventually, these cars become more expensive than taxis. And now all the taxis have been put out of business. And they couldn't compete because they had to file proper taxi licenses. And it took them time licenses, and it's expensive. And eventually they put them all out of business. And now we are paying more for ride sharing than what we had before, which is great. And let's go to another one. How about DoorDash? Oh my God. We're going to make food delivery so much more efficient. We're going to help all the restaurants be found. And this is going to increase your business overall because people will find you. DoorDash comes into the town, lists a bunch of the restaurants in the beginning, doesn't make them pay fees. All the restaurants are on there. DoorDash gives out a bunch of discounts. Oh, we'll give you 2 for 1, $5 off here, free delivery here, $15 off of this. And now the local restaurants who didn't onboard onto DoorDash disappearing because they have their delivery kind of lazy. They just want to use the tech. They want to be able to search through a bunch of restaurants at once. And now these small restaurants get forgotten. So now in current day, small restaurant wants to be competitive. They want to get on a DoorDash so they could get found. Oh man, DoorDash is going to take a cut now of every single one of your orders. So now you're giving DoorDash a certain percentage of your business, which before you had your own self-operating delivery service system. You had enough customers and you built relationships where people were able to find it. Now, if you don't pay DoorDash, aka the mafia, then you're not going to get seen anymore. And you're probably going to suffer in your business because people are going to go for the ones that are listed and the ones that have these discounts and free deliveries. So again, another situation where they create this new market. They subsidize it originally to make it seem like it's cheaper. And then the VC cash, they stop burning it. They actually start trying to take revenue. And now it's a different situation than what they had told us in the beginning. And that is a constant theme I'm seeing in VC. It's pretty sad. These people are just trying to eat the world. I used to think VCs were better than private equity guys. But at the same time, it's just a different scheme. If anyone wants to comment on this, please. I'd love to talk about it. I have a ton of personal experience. I've been in VC. I've seen the type of deals that people did. I see why they do certain deals. And I'm not too happy with the way things have been run. And I think it's time that people call it out. Everyone's too afraid to speak up against the VCs. I remember when I first got into VC and I started seeing actions that I didn't agree with, and I started to speak out about them. And people were like, "Oh, Matt, how could you say that? Like, oh my God, the VCs could hear about this. If they hear about this, they'll never do a deal with you again. Oh my God, you'll get blacklisted." And I'm like, oh, someone wants to speak up about what's going on and that's wrong, and I'm going to get blacklisted because of that? Well, screw you. I'm going to do it anyways. It's like at a certain point, someone's got to say something. And I'm not really worried about it. I think people will realize eventually, okay, hey, maybe these guys were right. Maybe they were trying to help everybody out.
I mean, surely nobody looks at VCs and goes, like they're in it for anyone but themselves. Like it's
Yeah. Right. Sick and tired of it.
Yep.
Same thing with AI, guys. Oh my God. Can't wait for everyone to wake up to that one. Oh, let's use AI to improve our lives. So we're going to give it out for cheap. What we're going to allow humans to do is they're going to train the AI for us. They're going to show us all the different ways to use it. They're going to build new skills with it. And once we've collected enough human intelligence, we're going to sell it back to them at a reduced rate compared to what it would cost from a human. A human might cost $150,000 a year to do a job. Now you can do the same job with $5 of credits.
Yep.
So again, just another way to displace people, create these markets that are subsidized originally by the VCs. They'll raise the cost. They'll make it more expensive. They'll offer more institutional AI. They'll cut out retail. And again, the average person will be at a disadvantage. How do we fix this, guys? What do we just boycott technology? I don't think that's going to work. Also, it's not all tech. It's like, these very specific things. But I don't know. I'm tired of the little man getting screwed over in life. And I'm willing to stick up for them. I'm willing to die on the hill for it. Because it's just gotten taken too far, man. These people can't survive anymore. I've been seeing it every day in my life. It's just getting harder and harder and harder for people.
Yep. And it looks like it's going to get harder and harder for a while yet.
Yeah, it gets really bad before it gets good. Right? My hope is that we accelerate through the really bad part, and it's not as painful, or it's a quick pain like pulling off a Band-Aid. But something needs to get done here. You got to remember, these billionaires aren't your friends. And neither are these millionaires. Everyone's in it for themselves. Just wait, guys. Wait till you see what we do with it. I have vengeance in me. I'm here to make these people suffer for what they did to everyone else. Yeti, how do you feel about that? We're talking a little radical this morning.
Oh, I'm all for the radical talk.
How do we hit them where it hurts? Actually, I do know a way to do it, but I don't know if I should say it on stream.
You're gonna be clickbait. You're gonna be, what do you
All
call
right, guys, this is the plan, right?
it?
I figured out a way to ruin these guys' lives once. I'm gonna tell it on here. It's a funny story, right? So majority of these guys who work in private equity, VC, top finance, they're busy. They work like maybe 12 hours in the day, a lot of late nights. They're away from their wife and family. It's very common, for these people to get divorced at certain times in life. A lot of these guys are on their second, third wife already. Look at guys like Bill Ackman. He's already gone through a couple relationships. There's a few other people out there who are on their second time around as well. But I don't want to keep mentioning names, I just realized, because let's probably get back to them. But if you look at it, all their wives love to work out and they love to go to the gym all day long, and they're spending more time sometimes with their personal trainers than they are with their husband. A really classic case of this is Tom Brady and Giselle. Tom Brady, very busy in his football. Giselle takes up jiu-jitsu, and she ends up with her jiu-jitsu instructor and leaves Tom Brady. And so my idea is a way to get back to these people is we need to find and infiltrate the personal trainers of all the top gyms in New York. And what you need to do is you need to make sure these guys are looking as good as they can. And you say, hey, listen, your goal is to sway this guy's wife. And then basically what would happen is, these guys are going out there, they're flirting, they're having fun, and they're stealing these guys' wives away from them. It's a way to hit them where no one else is hitting them at. And, then these guys are going to get emotional. They're going to get out there in the market. They're going to start trading differently. Their time is going to be consumed by these divorces and, all these other arguments that start going on in their household. And it's a way to, hit them where they think they're invincible sometimes. Yeti, what do you think about that?
I mean, I reckon most of those people are like going and seeing hookers in the Caribbean. I don't reckon they're going to care too much, to be honest. I don't reckon they care too much about their family. It's probably mostly like.
You're right. I mean, you're exactly right. If you're a billionaire, you don't care too much about your family, because at a certain point you're trying to take wins and you're putting a lot of time into this over your family, because okay, you have a certain amount of money, you're set, you could actually go spend all that time with your wife and your kids, but instead they get obsessed with winning.
Yep.
And then everything in their life becomes less important and they're only focused on that. Yeah. We're coming for you guys. If anyone goes back and sees this video, just want to let you know we're coming for you. We're going to set things right. My entire life goal is to set things right for people, because no one has a job, but we've all decided that we're willing to do the job. Why? Because no one else is. I've had this talk with a lot of people. A lot of people don't feel responsible for the people around them. And I'm like, hey, if you have the means and the knowledge, it's your responsibility. Because a sage in a cave, absolutely worthless. The guy's actually an asshole, because he's got all this knowledge and he sits in a cave all day and does nothing with it. Let the guy on the street. He should be talking about it. He should be educating people on it. It's like, yeah, knowledge is a burden. Okay. Sometimes hard to carry these things and know about everything that's going on. Hey, but go out there and do something with it. It's not going to be easy, but we all know what's right and wrong. The majority of people are scared, so they don't ever break out of that zone of what they think is acceptable or what's right and wrong. They end up becoming self-preserving or surviving almost at the cost of others. And that's not something I agree with at all.
Where do you reckon Bitcoin is headed today? It's been real just choppy, or, chopping around, but always, it's ranging right now, ranging hard.
I think it goes down soon. Because the reason it went up didn't make any sense to me either.
Didn't make any sense.
They were never coming to any type of peace deal.
Oh, you still feel like that? I kind of feel like, yeah, right.
Like, Iran doesn't want to either. Like,
not without getting like what they want out of it. I think Trump does want out though, and I reckon he might give them what they want.
No, I think he already screwed himself so badly that JD Vance is never going to get elected. They had I've been checking out some of his like debates or what do you call them? Like, I don't know, appearances. And he was doing a Turning Point appearance recently, which was like Charlie Kirk's thing. And
I saw that.
Overestimated how many people were going to show up, and they had a large stadium, and the place was like empty in comparison to how large it was.
Yeah, right.
Like, he's not really seeing the supporters show up that he thought we're going to. And it seems like everyone who was like the last group of Trump supporters have given up. Like, no one can really justify what's going on anymore. It's like, okay, you're not really helping the markets. You're not helping our economy, just creating more inflation. And you guys are making money hand over fist. It's very obvious to everyone that you guys are just cashing out on this offering. It's like, look at World Liberty Financial or whatever it is. Like, that's one of their project. That's a Trump family project. What'd they do? Oh, we're going to go over to Dolomite. We're going to go lend. We're going to go put all this, tokens on there. And we're going to go take out $75 million of staples against it. Oh, no. Maybe the volume wasn't real the whole time. Uh-oh. Maybe it's really not backed by anything. Uh-oh. Everyone on this platform is going to get screwed over now. Oh, and like, let's look at the connections of it. Again, I know these people personally, but I'm going to say it anyways. Corey, the founder of Dolomite, is on the board of the World. So, very interesting relationship. It seems interests were tied. So instead of protecting the users on their platform, they chose to work with the big man. And what happened? Oh, the big man screwed everyone over. Who probably made a lot of money? Oh, the founders of that company and World Liberty Financial. Who got screwed over? The retail users who trusted the founders of that protocol to make sure that they weren't going to accept some token which was largely manipulated and then allow them to basically drain the pools of all the stables. Oh, very interesting. You know, it's like, sorry, I had to say it, yo. And Corey, if you're listening, man, I do apologize, man. I know you're raising a family and, you want to make money, but like at the same time, I don't think it's right. And if I see you in person, I'll let you know right to your face it's not right either. And I'm tired of this, dude. Tired of everyone taking the shortcut in this industry. I'm tired of people like you making all of us look bad.
I mean,
if anyone wants to come up to me, come say it to my face. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if World Liberty was just so obviously going to be a scam after everything the family did with like their meme coins and shit, like I don't know, I feel like you'd have to be so cooked to have invested in that thinking it was going to make money.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to expose what his relationship is. Corey is the CTO of World Liberty Financial. So there you guys go. Do with it what you want. But he's also on the board of advisors. He's the CTO of World Liberty Financial. You guys screwed everyone over on your platform, and you definitely have a breach of relationship there. So have fun with that. Hopefully someone puts a case against you, and you guys get what you rightfully deserve. Because I'm sick and tired of you guys screwing everyone over. Thanks for creating another FTX type of situation. I thought we learned before, but we obviously didn't. So, guys, be careful with who you trust in this industry. See where they're aligned. I don't think that is legal. If you are the founder of a platform, which you're supposed to protect, the interest of your users, and then you work out a deal where you're actually the CTO of World Liberty Financial, it becomes like the biggest depositor on your platform. You allow them to take out $75 million of stables, which is all of your retailers' money. And you knew that there's high risk if these were to default or they were to lose, drop value in their token, that your users on the platform would be the ones who are holding the bag and the bad end of the stick. So, again, I can't stand for this stuff anymore. I maybe should just start live streaming me going up to these people and calling them out.
That'd be pretty fun. That would be pretty fun.
All right, guys. New episode coming up. We're going to be going down to consensus I believe it's May 5th or May 6th to May 7th. I think I'm going to bring out the camera. I think I'm going to do a little interviews with people. I think I'm going to go try to get to the bottom of a few things and get some answers out of people. And also, he's not dumb. He knows exactly how crypto works.
Oh, yeah. Like,
what do we do about these people, man? How do we get them? Because the problem is the SEC can't even catch up to this stuff, man. They have no clue what's going on. Right? And a lot of this stuff is very nuanced.
Like, people will 100% if he makes another thing after anyone makes it rugs something, and then they make another thing. As long as that first thing was successful for long enough, people just like forget about it and will go in on this new thing that's like going to be a equally as shit show.
Yep. And if he tries to say, oh, he didn't make any money off of this, I'm calling BS. Calling BS. Because I know things. In the same way, everyone's worried, oh, you could get sued for defamation of character. Okay, the same way the SEC can't figure out this stuff, figure out how that's defamation of character then. You know? Dig into it. Look at the facts. Look at the relationships. Something like that shouldn't exist. Let me try to put it in comparison in layman's terms. So you own, say, Chase Bank, right? You own blank bank. But you also have, you know, I'm trying to think about, because there's really no product for World Liberty Financial. So you own Chase Bank and you have blank marketing company out there that says, oh man, we do all of this marketing and we're doing a high volume of marketing and we're selling it to all these people out there. And we're not telling you how much money we're making, but we're saying, hey, look at how many clients we have. And blank bank says, okay, I'm not going to look at how much money these guys are making, but they're telling me they have thousands of clients out there and they're making all these videos online for people or marketing material. And as blank bank, I'm not going to check what the revenue is, you know, what's actually backing all this marketing or this growth. I'm just going to say, hey, they're doing 2,000 videos a day. You know, they must be a great marketing company. So I am now the owner of the bank, but I like this marketing company. I say, hey, they're doing really good. Why don't I help you guys out? I'm going to come be the CTO of your marketing company. Now I'm the guy behind all the tech. I'm making all the videos, right? You know, I probably as a CTO know how much revenue we're actually making, but we're still going to just talk about how much we're making, and we're not really going to talk about the revenue. And now I'm owner of bank. I'm CTO of marketing company, and I say, oh man, you know what? These guys are making so much. We should just accept them into our bank. You know, we'll give them a huge loan because they're making all these videos. All these videos have to be making money somehow. They got to be paying out. So I'm not really going to look into the details of it. I'm on the board. I'm a CTO of it. I'm going to trust it. So I'm going to give them all this money. So I give them all this money. And then what they find out is, oh, blank marketing company just makes free videos. They were never charging anyone for these videos. So yeah, they have all these videos out there and it looks like they're doing a lot of work, but they're not pulling any money into it. Oh, so it's all hype and perception? Yeah, it's all hype and perception. Oh, wait. As the bank owner, we're supposed to protect all of our users. And we kind of did things differently this time because I decided, oh my God, they're putting out so many videos how to use these guys. And now I kind of looked the other way. And now blank marketing company, all of a sudden defaults, they go under because, oh, they had this team of all these video editors and video makers, but they weren't making any money. And now I'm sitting here at the bank as these guys just defaulted on their loan saying, oh man, I just gave out all of our, customers' funds. And it's not even like I did it at a proportional rate. It's not even like I said, hey, okay, cool. Maybe if blank marketing company goes under, it's only, 1% or 0.05% of everything. We could have this whole company go under and it's not going to affect our general users. But what Bank did is they said, hey, we believe in blank marketing company so much, we're going to loan out like all of our funds. We're just going to absolutely expose ourselves because we believe in blank marketing company so much, right? So then when blank marketing company goes down, oh my God, we've never had this much risk on the platform. Oh my God, they defaulted. And now all of our users are screwed over. That's what happened. Did I explain that well, or did I go on a tangent too long?
No, I follow you. It's definitely out of their playbook for sure.
Sorry guys, I'm getting so worked up. It's not my first rodeo.
Have you ever done a one of those fake rodeo things? On that note, I've never done one. I always wanted to do one.
I've never been to rodeo. I want to go, and I'm gonna have a hat that says "This is my first rodeo." And then I'm gonna make founder hats or like company hats for us that just say like, "Not my first rodeo," to let everyone know we're seasoned. We've been around. But no, this is not my first rodeo doing this, so I can't say who and what because these names are way too big. I'd be exposing myself, and these people would probably want to track me down afterwards. But this is not my first rodeo. So in my last investment fund, what helped us get one of our big investors was this exact thing where all these people were going to invest in FTX. And they said, oh my God, FTX is the best company out there. You know, we should all be putting money into it. And, you know, blank person was asking around for advice. We looked at it. We had actually known a bunch of prior information because group of people I knew helped actually set up FTX and did the original consulting for the exchange. So I knew things on a personal level, and every company said, oh, we're going to invest in FTX. We're going to give them hundreds of millions of dollars. We have this meeting with a bunch of other people as we're advising them. Everybody in this advisory group says to invest in FTX. We're the only no in this advisory group that says do not invest in FTX. And they ask us why. We explain the reason why. Nobody else listens. It goes back to main person. Main person calls us afterwards and goes, okay, give me a deeper explanation because you guys are the only ones that said no. We tell him why. He decides not to invest in FTX. A couple months go by. FTX collapses. He calls us and says, hey, you guys are the only ones to say no to investing in FTX. I want to invest in your investment fund. And we were like, okay. And that's how we helped grow the investment fund and get a lot of other investors in, because all it took is saving one big guy and being the only voice in the room to say no, while everyone else said yes. And again, you got to stick to your guns because everyone in that room has a better degree than me. They had more experience. They had 20, 30 years more experience than me. You know, they have all the team in the world to go through. They could do deep due diligence, etc. And everyone said, who are you guys to say no? What do you guys know about anything, right? Turns out everyone was wrong. So again, guys, this is not my first rodeo. I can sniff out a scam from a mile away. But we're going to have to end this one here and probably delete the stream again. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day.
We'll go for a hat trick tomorrow.
Yep. Take care.
Cheers, guys.